Hi, my name is Yumi Shibasaki. I have been an educator with the Los Angeles Unified School District for the last 12 years. Last November in 2019, I took charge of a class, a special ed class of 15 students in grades 3, 4, and 5. And these students had challenges like autism, one had dyslexia, the others were basically learning disabilities. They were just slow learners. And so in the beginning, I started with a bunch of diagnostic tests to gauge where I would start instruction. Of course, we all do that. So in reading, I was surprised to find that 7 of the 15 students were unable to decode CVC words, the consonant, vowel, consonant words like cat and bet and mad. They couldn't sound those out. So further to that, 6 of the 7 students were unable to sound out 2-letter words like at and up and in, which was quite alarming to me. So I didn't have much time to prepare any lessons or anything, so I just went with the phonics program that we have in our school. And it's a traditional phonics program. You're teaching letter sounds and teaching them to string those letter sounds to form words. Well, this clearly wasn't working for my little group of students. The 3rd graders had been doing that for 3 years. The 4th graders for 4 years. It just wasn't working. And believe me, I tested it. I thought perhaps they were in a class setting that was too big for them and their needs weren't being met there. So I grouped my 15 students into 3 different reading groups, and I had the small group of 7, and it was a small group, and I had 2 aides for my class. So we made sure that their needs were being met, and we worked really hard on those phonics, but it wasn't working. So come winter vacation, here I'm on the internet searching for something else. We need some other kind of reading instruction. And I came across Chris Blance's mnemonic method of teaching reading. And I thought, okay, let me check this out. So I purchased the program and studied up on it during my winter break. And come January, implementation time. So I went back and started the kids with the little alphabet pack. And when we went through that, I found that some of them really didn't know all of the letter sounds of the alphabet. So we drew little pictures and they enjoyed that, and we did the alphabet pack. And after that we started the chant cards, and those are for high frequency words. And my first one was and, the word and. The chant for that was and, now, dance. So I told the students a story of and, now, dance, and they loved that. And then I had them draw a picture of and, now, dance on the back of the chant card, as it says to do in the program. I did everything as the program says, and it's so easy to follow. So step by step, just like a recipe. So I had them draw their picture, and they took a long time drawing their picture. They loved it. They used Google Images, and Chris told me, have them, whatever image they want, have them type in the image and then put cartoon after that. And then all these images of whatever they're looking for example, a cat. A lot of cartoon images of a cat come, and they just look it up. They choose whatever cat they want and they draw it. After that, their job is to chant. So they get the clicker. The clicker is magic, by the way. Gotta have the clicker. And they have to say the chant at least 25 times. So for the word and, it was and now dance, click, and now dance, click, and now dance, click, 25 times. And then they had to show me. I did it 25 times. Okay, next we have to write it. While saying the chant for every letter, they have to write it. And A, now N, dance D. And they had to do that 25 times. And now dance. And now dance 25 times. So after that, they had to chant every day, and we did a spelling test at the end of the week. So in the beginning, before we did this method, they were getting scores like 10%, 30%. These were very dismal scores. But after we started the chant method, it went up to 70%, 80%. And I thought, wow, this is working. Come on, boys and girls, we need to get 100%. We can do this. So maybe about 8 weeks later, when I gave them their spelling test, they had been getting 100%. So, I mean, up to then. 8 weeks later, there was one student who got his first 100% ever in his life. And he had this shocked face, but beaming with pride. And I must have looked pretty shocked too, because he says, I got 100%. I said, yeah. And his smile, I kid you not, his smile was so big, the corners of his mouth were crossing in the back. And he took the paper and he started running around the classroom. Look what I got. I got 100%. Look, I got 100%. He was so happy, and he needed that. He needed to know that he could do it. And the confidence level in all the students had been going up since we started those chants. And we didn't forget the alphabet stack. We were still doing that pack while doing the chants. It was just an incredible moment. And then as this was happening, I thought, okay, we have until the end of the school year. We're going to have a few more months, and the coronavirus shut our schools down. No more school. School closed, and we had to go to virtual online learning. And I thought, okay, how are we going to do this? So on that last day of school, I told them to take their clickers. I told them, take the chant cards that I have ready for you, and somehow I will get more chant cards to you if we run out. And that was that. So with the online learning, we kept going. It was a little slow at first because we had to learn different platforms to use to submit work and for me to explain my chant stories. It was slow to go, but we got it going. Once we got it going, the parents were on board. I would tell my stories. The parents would get on their case with the little clicker. Gotta do it, gotta do it. And they're still getting their 100%. So we've had 3 spelling tests, and they've been getting 100% on those, and I'm just floored. So I know we had been taking it word by word, and I thought, well, I wonder if they can read sentences now. So one day when I was waiting for everyone to join on Zoom, I just wrote down a couple of sentences and held it up to my first comers to the meeting. So here are the sentences. Oh, it's probably backwards to you. It says, I like you because you are there for me. The next one, you have to, because I said so. The next one, so are you with our mom? And they read this quickly and smoothly with very little very little hesitation. The next week, I thought, well, let me try this again. This is before our spelling test. My first comers, I tried this with them. My mom is there. He said, I like my mom. I said, I like me. He said, what were you like when you were 3? They were able to read this. And then our focus for grammar was the quotation marks. So I had a couple of those. Lastly, here's today's. I like school. My mom and I like you because you are there to play with me. Are you kidding? They were able to read that? These are students who a few months ago couldn't sound out the word at. Okay, and then here's the last one. I got one for you and one for me. So these are the sentences they're reading. I am just floored. I'm beyond amazed at their progression and their success, and I want to continue this program with them even throughout the summer if their parents allow me to. So that is my story, and thank you, Chris. Thank you for everything that you've taught me. I become emotional. I become emotional, but this must be my 5th take when I'm doing this, and I almost made it through. Thank you so much. Bye.